from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig 1-0 last time and make just 3 changes from that team. Out go Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer. Closing in on kick-off at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, where Shakhtar Donetsk take on Borussia Monchengladbach. And for Luis Castro's Miners, they make 10 changes from the team who destroyed Mariupol at the weekend, and they bring all their big gun Brazilians back in for Marco Rosa's Colts. They beat RB Leipzig, Wolf, Embolo and Herman. In come Thuram, Strindl and Kramer.
Well, we're just about to get them kicked off at the Olympic Stadium. You're listening to independent off-tube studio commentary. Of course, nowadays Shakhtar are playing in Kiev, formerly out of the Donbass arena in Donetsk, but been in Kiev since May 2020. We're waiting for the referee to get things on the way. So, for Borussia Mönchengladbach, just looking at their team, fair mixture, sprinkling, if you like, of Germans, Austrians, 2 Frenchmen up top, couple of Swiss. For Shakhtar, more or less Ukrainians and Brazilians, aren't they? Apart from Kokolava, who happens to be Georgian. The centre-back, David Kokolava. And I fancy Shakhtar Donetsk to win this one. I feel that they're able to make 10 changes, keep their best team back, and I think they fancy their chances. Excuse me. Played well in Europe last year, and had the privilege to watch them. I thought they were a little undercooked. Excuse me, against Inter, and it was Europa League, wasn't it? Could easily have gone on and won that, I thought, and were a joy to watch. In the end, Inter just had a little bit too much for them. Marlos on the ball, the skipper, just forced backwards, and then a strong challenge on Tete. Like we said, so much Brazilian talent, and that's the way to win a European trophy. Do you remember that Jose did that with Porto? Job a lot of Brazilians, and all of a sudden, one of those it was Anderson Deco, wasn't it? Who was pretty good, but he did that, and that's how he managed to become the special one, I think. So a lot of Brazilian talent in this Shakhtar team, who looking to play through the middle now. Maybe a chance for Tyson. Holds the ball up, into the box he goes. He's been held up well by Lena, the Austrian. Lays the ball back to Marcus Antonio, and then further back from Macon. Now with Dodo. Marlos comes, his skipper, helps him out. Shakhtar plays some beautiful football when they get it all going, and so far in this Champions League group, which is kind of the group of death, isn't it, if you like, they're doing pretty well. Top of the pile, that victory against Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu was superb, wasn't it? And that means that they've got 4 points from 2 games. Then Gladbach have 2. Inter have got 2 points. Real Madrid after 2 games, just 1 point. And well, they're a standing dish in Europe. I will be expected to get through a group stage, but it's a tough group, tough old group. Anyway, I think if Shakhtar can win this game, it'll take them a long way to getting qualified out of the group. There's still a long way to go. But you'd reckon they'd nick a point or two in the following 3 games. Anyway, it's a big game for them tonight. And if you're playing Inter and Real Madrid in your group games, nothing is easy, nothing's handed on a plate, is it? And a defensive header by Kornienko. Marcus Antonio, good out ball to Marlos, then Dodo. Poor ball from him, and that will roll straight out. Shakhtar 0. Borussia Monchengladbach 0. It's a mouthful, that, isn't it? If we call them the Colts, that would make it easier, but I'm not sure that many people know that it's their nickname. They're Fohlen, I think it is, in German, which I guess would be the Fohls, wouldn't it? More Colts in this respect. Anyway, they're all decked out in white tonight. Will they be raising a glass in the streets of Borussia tonight? That's a joke, of course. I don't know. But if they do, it might be thanks to their 2 French strikers, Alassane Plie. He's about a 1 in 3 year record for his team. Same can be said for his big strike partner, Marcus Thuram. He's about 1 in 3 as well. 6'3", clearly is the target man, the big number 10. Although Plie is not small, a bit more barrel-chested as he tries to get a crossing from the right-hand side. Blocked by the Georgian Kokalara. It looks like that's going to be a corner kick. So Ginter and Elvedi will come up. A hand in the air for Marcus Thuram. So can they get the delivery of this corner kick right? From the right-hand side then. The ball goes deep through the box. It wasn't a great ball from Hoffman. But Gladbach have the ball back and into the box. Eventually that's a fly out to clear by Macon. And now with the back for Ben Sabani. the Algerian, down the line to Neuhaus, but then Thuram couldn't really get hold of it, and now Marcos Antonio, he flicks the ball over the top, but he can't play Tete in. The ball rolls all the way to the Swiss international goalkeeper Jan Sommer, who's a very good steady pair of hands, vice captain of this team. And he got 57 caps for the Swiss national side. 31 years of age. That probably puts him in his prime, doesn't he, as a goalkeeper. And at Basel. And then a stalwart with Gladbach. There's a ball now with Plié. Cross ball comes in. Little swipe at that. Still not been cleared away, but I think there might have been an offside there. And then a free kick taken from the wrong position. Hoffman just maybe getting ahead of himself out on that right hand side. Take another look. Well, it wasn't Plié's cut back before. And then we saw almost an air shot from Hoffman. And then he got himself offside. I think what it was, ball comes across to him from Plié, cutting back from the right hand side. Hoffman's all right foot. In theory, when that ball comes across you should be looking to hit it left footed. So he strikes at it with his right, misses it, and he hits his standing leg. Yeah, they showed that again. I'm not sure you could call it a chance. I think what you'd call it was a real one-footed player doing the wrong thing. Anyway, ball now with Ginter. Back to Elvedi. And just a bit further forward for Kramer. The ball out to the right hand side now. An opportunity. The ball comes in. Oh, it's rolled into the back of the net. And they've got a great start. And it's the number 14, Alassane Plié, who's hit the back of the net. Lovely sweeping move. And too much for Shakhtar. Plié was with a really simple tapping almost. Side foot into the back of the net. Good little break from the right hand side. Lehner put a good ball into the box. Yeah, very good. And he, I think Stefan Lehner just sprinted clear. It was a good finish actually, past Trubin in the Shakhtar goal. But yeah, brilliant start for Borussia Monchengladbach, who have been lively early. And clearly Marco Rosa set them up, but well so far. The Olympic Stadium in Kiev, it is Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Borussia Monchengladbach 1. A sweeping move down the right hand side saw Stefan Lehner gallop into opposition territory without anybody coming to check him. I don't know what happened to the left back Viktor Kornienko, but Lehner was able to measure a ball cut back in, and they're coming from a little bit deeper. Whereas the French striker Alassane Plié, whose left foot to drive just beat the outstretched fingertips of Anatoly Trubin. So yeah, good start for the Bundesliga side, and Shakhtar need to get on the ball a little bit more. They are right now looking for a break. Antonio, ball out to the left hand side, and now the Israeli Solomon looking to cut into the box. Back to Antonio, looking for Tyson. Tyson draws a shot well wide. Not a bad effort. I think he got a couple of the weekend, and he's the only player who's kept his place from the victory over Mariupol. But, well, so far it's Borussia Monchengladbach who've been the better of the two teams, as evidenced and witnessed by their goal. I would have wanted to be back in Donetsk tonight, and if you are going to concede, then let it be early. That's why I always think, you know, Donetsk might still come away with 3-1, 4-1 victory. You never know. Flag then goes up on Hoffman, I think it was. And so, yeah, the best possible start for the Colts. Yeah, all white strip. Playing a very high line, the Shakhtar defence there. but Hoffman went too soon. And it's the second time that he's done that, so just needs to measure it a little bit better, because he can look right down the line, really. No excuse for him to be offside. Anyway, the German side have the lead thanks to Alassane Plie. They're one of two French strikers. And he didn't overrun the ball, he just timed it perfectly. His arrival into the box as the ball came to his feet was great, and he didn't try and knock the cover off the ball either. He just tried to measure it in. Hoffman back to Lehner. His ball this time not particularly good, but then the defending not good either from Dunbar, as the cross comes in from the left hand side from Ben Sebaini. I don't know if that took a deflection and out, but yeah, it's all Borussia Monchengladbach at the minute. So corner kick it is, and an opportunity to crack on, maybe grab that second goal. Looking at big Thuram in the box. There is Plie, Ben Sebaini in there as well. As the ball comes in, near Ben Sebaini, but Bondar makes up for his earlier mistake. Not being cleared, and a shot does come in. And in the end, I think that was Florian Neuhaus. A comfortable save. It's a shot on target, but Trubin could save that one fairly comfortably in the end. I think with a shot like that, you're almost hoping for a deflection or something. Ball flicked forward by Kornienko, but in the end, it wasn't controlled. Looking at Piatov in the stand, the normal skipper, and well, he played in that last game. Not sure why he would be second choice. He's such a good finish from Plie. Just running onto it at the right time. As we see another ball just jabbed across there from Lars Strindl. And, well, Monchengladbach have started much the better. They need to wake up with Shakhtar Donetsk. It's all right. I mean, my reasoning is that they're a good team and they're fresh as daisies. But sometimes it's that team that's that bit of continuity. Played at the weekend. You know, obviously they've made 3 changes from that side as Marco Rosa. But so far, Shakhtar yet to wake up from their slumber. Yeah, you got the weekend off, lads. Not tonight. But they're knocked off as Bondar. Looks a long ball. Poor ball that. Doesn't give Tete a chance. And Luis Castro, well, in the technical area, plodding, pacing from side to side. And I doubt he would be too happy with the start his team have made. They're a lovely team when they get going. They've got 1 or 2 old heads in there in the Brazilians. So they need to play keep ball, and what they don't really want to play dynamic teams. Like we said in the Europa League last season, Inter had too many guns for them at the semi-final stage. It's a foul on Kornienko there. And eventually, I'm sure that well, the ball can move faster than any individual, but they need to put their foot on the ball a little bit, Shakhtar. They're not doing that just right now. Just there, Lehner running into the back of Viktor Kornienko, who got a little bit lucky there, really. Neuhaus now coming forward for Gladbach. Marlos tries to hook that ball off him, he can't do it. Swaps passes with Kramer, and now with Ginter. Looks for a long right-footed ball. It's a good ball as well. Just the edge of the box. The cutback then is behind Thuram. Shame that Ben Sebaini's ball didn't look too bad off his boot. But again, Dodo playing out from the back and finding life difficult. Tete goes down over an outstretched leg, but the referee's saying play on. Quite right too, referee. Good call. But then the flag goes up the far side. And that is the end of that. The referee, Kozjabuyuk. Easy for me to say, I suppose. Not. I said Gozjabuyuk. Anyway, I don't think and yeah, for Shakhtar, just need to make that ball do the talking for them. And at the moment, Marco Rose sat back in his dugout, happy, and you would be. They've made a great start. And for Luis Castro, well, his minus team yet to get to the coalface. Oh, a terrible mistake there by Bondar, gives it away. Player picks it off him, puts a cross into the box. Oh, just as well, Kokalava sliding takes that one away from Hoffman. Now Dodo, terrible ball forward, giving Tete no chance. Here come Gladbach again at the edge of the area, and Player just lays that one back. Now the ball taken by Kramer. Shot comes in, deflected in, and it's his second goal for Gladbach. They're too good tonight. They're on it. I'm not good fortune about that goal, but it's because Christoph Kramer is delighted. It doesn't matter how it happens. It just, it did, you know, that ball to the back of the net. His shot looked fairly tame. But it must have taken a hell of a deflection, and we're looking at Bondar. Then Trubin sent the wrong way. Let's take another look. Well, Bondar made the mistake. Terrible mistake. Turned the ball away from himself. Player lays that ball back. And then a chance for a strike. And who did it come off in the end? And it deflected off Bondar as well. Oh, dearie me. Well, that's the way to do it. If you're going to make a mess of things, give the ball away, then deflect it into your own net. Strindle's shot was never going to go in. Sorry, Christoph Kramer's shot. Bondar. At the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, it's now Shakhtar 0, Gladbach 2. And, well, a bit of the comedy capers about the goal that they've given away. Valery Bondar turned the ball away from himself to give it to Alassane. At the feet of Christoph Kramer, whose shot was put off Bondar into the back of his own net. So 2-0. Well, honestly, I fancied Shakhtar tonight. I don't fancy them now. But me, I was getting Real Madrid beaten at home last season in the Champions League, and so I could turn anybody's form around. But I'm a little bit surprised how easy it's happened tonight. And Gladbach have been terrible ball there from Tyson. Just need an invite to the game. And I tell you what, Luis Castro is absolutely doing his bits in that technical area. He can't work out what's going on any more than we can, or indeed probably they can on the field. Where have they gone? Why haven't they started? I really don't understand. Like they've got lead boots on at the minute, and all the good players coming from Gladbach, and although like I said, it was comedy capers about Kramer's goal. I wonder actually if his shot was on target. It's one of those. There's a possibility if it was just going wide. I think the goalkeeper had it covered. That it might be an own goal for Bondar, and never would anybody have deserved an own goal so much. Ball now with Lena in the box. He brings it down, but then they're given away, and they're now an opportunity. And Antonio to Marlos, who flicks it out his feet. And the Shakhtar, a meaningful little break here. Here comes Kornienko on the left-hand side. Marcos Antonio again. Just a slight miscontrol from him. Solomon. So a lot of work to do. And well, still on the ball. But they need to see a lot more of it, Shakhtar. Ball for Macon. He looks left. Now with Kornienko from Kokala. I like the way, it's purposeful pressing from Borussia Monchengladbach. Sometimes you watch teams, you just stand off and you think, well, don't you want to win? Do you not want to make an effort? And I think appropriate closing down without killing yourself, the right thing to do is Thuram now closes down Kolarov, Kornienko, somewhere near the centre circle, and the strikers are trying to hold their shape over the halfway line. Oftentimes you see those teams, don't you, all drift back into their own half. Hate that. I always think, well, the striker's going to score from there. They're going to have to run half the length of the pitch time after time, aren't they? Don't see the point in that. I think you've got to hold your attacking teams out there who will make mincemeat out of teams, but they're few and far between. Not everybody's Leicester City, are they? With Jamie Vardy in, he was nothing short of a sensation in a Monday night football at Elland Road, and they showed how to counter attack. Anyway, 2 it remains, and so far on the ball at all. They have been second best tonight, and by quite a margin. Elsewhere, Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Atletico de Madrid 1. Simeone's team hard to beat, aren't they? Home and away. Here an opportunity then, as the ball Tete picks up Marcos Antonio, then Dodo at the edge of the area, and then Marlos keeping hold of the ball. When they played Inter in the Europa League last year in the semi-final, what I saw from the team was that all of a sudden a team that were full of confidence playing one-touch football and being brave turned into a team of 4 or 5 touches each person, never got going. There's been a little bit of that hesitancy. At their best, this team ping the ball around, but I think it's a real good decent press from Marco Rosa's Gladbach, and it's proving too much. Clearly the way to get after Shakhtar is press them hard as a corner kick comes in, but that's headed away by Thuram. Ball comes back out for Marcos Antonio, side footed, finds Dodo, who'd gone out left hand side. Kornienko sort of last man at the back from that corner, picks it up, then Marlos, then Tete, back to Marlos. You know, they haven't got time to stand on ceremony and everybody take 2 or 3 touches. Just to say that, make on 2 or 3 touches, then to Kokalava, 2 touches, Kornienko, nothing quick about them, and Kornienko giving the ball away. I don't mind if they're doing that quickly, but he had time to think about that and then give the ball away. Looks like Lokomotiv Moscow have got a penalty. Work out whether that's right or not with VAR. You've got to wait and see, don't you, really, before you know whether that's right or not, as Kornienko has the ball at the back. And so at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, it's 2-0 to the visiting side, who have been a better team by quite a long way, really. They've given Bondar the own goal. I thought that might happen, and that means then that strike was missing the target. Trubin then, was it his mistake because he's got to save a ball that's missing? And I tell you what, if anybody deserved an own goal for playing their part there, it was Valeri Bondar. As Kokalava sweeps a good ball forward, finds Tete, gets him on the front foot, and he runs past his man, who brings him down. The referee gives nothing. Come on, referee, that was a foul. Terrible, that. Christoph Kramer brought his man down, and it should have been Free kick, but the didn't give it. With a long ball forward. Hey, it's not a bad ball that, and he finds ball just the edge of the box. Chance for a strike. What a strike! What a hit! Oh, dearie me! What a strike for a goal from Alassane Plie, his second of the game. Wowee! I mean, honestly, the hairs on the back of my neck has stood up here. What a brilliant hit that was. His second goal. No elements of doubt whether this is own goal or not. Plie's goal. The Frenchman has hit that hard. Outstep of his right foot. Curling into the top corner. Beautiful that. Edge of the area. Stood outside the D. Out with his feet. Bang. You don't save that. Hardly any backlift. Whoa, it's like a tracer bullet. He couldn't have hit that any more sweetly. And it beats the diving Truben. And well, they're almost out of sight. And we're only half an hour in. At the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, well, Shakhtar have been absolutely torn apart. A first-class display then from Marco Rosa's Colts, who are now 3-0 up. Good work down the left-hand side. The ball played back on the inside to Alassane Plie. But, well, his second goal was an absolute peach. He hits it like a tracer bullet. Outstep of his right boot, curling back in, right into the top corner. And Anatoly Trubin dive into his right. Couldn't lay a glove on that. What a goal. 3-0. Wow, looking at Piatov, he should be in goal, shouldn't he? In the stand looking on. Would he have got to that one? I don't know. I doubt it. And that's just an absolute world-class hit. And Gladbach are nearly home and hosed, aren't they? So much for Shakhtar Donetsk tonight. I really fancied him. I'd have done my dough. I hope you did better than listen to me. Anyway, yeah, and I'm sure you did. But the other surprise as well, I guess, is how many goals. Anyway, it looks like Gladbach will go top of the group with a victory. Long way to go, mind you. How do Shakhtar get back in it? Well, a journey of even 1,000 miles starts with a single footstep, doesn't it? Another Zen sayings available, but they've got to score, don't they? They get a goal early enough in this first half, to get back into it, to feel like they're back in. Here they are, the edge of the area. Ball just might break for Tete. Tete's shot saved by Jan Sommer. Tete through. And shot saved by Jan Sommer. That was decent. But equally the goalkeeper standing up there at his near post and doing a good job. And there we go, ball breaks again for Plie. It's clearly offside this time. And the flag goes up. So, stunning performance from Borussia Monchengladbach has seen them go 3 goals up. They're just too hot to handle tonight. Dynamic play, they're holding a shape, they're troubling. Shakhtar not letting them settle on the ball. And they look great tonight, they really do. You wonder what the final scoreline could be. And I don't think the Miners have been humbled too often in European football, but they've been outgunned tonight. Anyway, right from the get-go, Luis Castro's out in the technical area screaming at his team for whatever reason. They're just not on the races tonight. You know, it's alright saying we'll wait till half-time, get them in. You know what, the game's already come and gone. We're looking at Kramer's shot that hit the toe end of Bondar, went in. And they judged that was his shot was missing. So Valeri Bondar own goal. They're just showing a caption now. I'm sure he didn't want to see that really. Anyway, ball with Marlos. Now Macon. And then he stabs one to Kornienko. He flicks it forward now. Solomon trying to make ground, but held up well by Lehner. I think the Austrian has done pretty well tonight at right back. Galloped forward when he's needed to, and he's got one assist, but equally very strong defensive performance from him. So everything you want in a good modern right back, really. He plays the ball back to Ginter, and then Elvedi. And Nicolo Elvedi, Swiss international. Plenty of games, of course, today. Salzburg take on Bayern Munich. Real Madrid Inter. Porto Marseille, Man City Olympiacos, Atalanta Liverpool. Midtjylland play Ajax. At the moment, Borussia Monchengladbach playing against or amongst themselves. No press really from Shakhtar, but all of a sudden Tyson just creeps closer. It's a little bit complacent out from the back there, Gladbach, but all of a sudden they get cracking again. Plié has played really well, swaps passes with Thuram. Ball goes backwards to Kramer, and then to Neuhaus, and Ben Sabeni, and Kramer again, looking for the killer through ball for Lehner, who just stepped on the inside a little bit, but he couldn't find him. And the ball eventually played out by Kokalava, and now Tyson holds it up. He was being fouled, or so it would seem. Sonny Plié, 2 attempts, 2 on target. That's the stuff. A lot to like about his first goal. He met the ball perfectly. A really good cutback from Lehner. But his second one's a doozy. Absolute pinged shot with it. And so, having the time of his life there, he puts the ball through the legs. Thuram now trying to get on the end of it. Dodo just gets a foot in. Ball keeps breaking for the white-shirted Gladbach tonight. Great ball into the box. Chance for Hoffmann. This time a save by Chubin. Hoffmann's shot was decent. And it was on target. I think he was offside. And for me, that's the 3rd time he's been offside. I think that eventually that would have been probably ruled out. And the VAR referee is Paul van Boekel, Dutchman tonight, assisted by Dennis Higler. And they can be quite important, can't they? Oh, another opportunity there. Header from Thuram. And that's gone over. I mean, basically, that last effort from Hoffmann saw Hoffmann offside, but it wasn't counted out. The assistant didn't put his flag up. They didn't go back to it. So then they give it corner because obviously Trubin had saved it. An element of misfortune about that, I feel, because I reckon Jonas Hoffmann was quite a way offside, I thought. Anyhow. And Borussia Monchengladbach too strong tonight. Played well, set the stall out well. Marco Rose has clearly done his homework on this team, and I've seen nothing surprising about Shakhtar. I've seen them play really well. You know, when they got to that semi-final against Inter last year, which doesn't seem too long ago, does it? I thought they could win that, but they were so disappointed on the night. You know, Inter on their day with Lukaku can be anybody. They're very dynamic, aren't they? But anyway, here is Marvelous at the edge of the area, into the box now. Little drag onto his right foot, but he couldn't make that stick. Little back heel then. Cross comes in from Tete, headed away by Lehner. And then a shot from deep from Koyenko. And that ball's still coming down. So cruise control for Gladbach tonight. But, well, we said if Shakhtar could win this game, it'd be difficult to dislodge out the group. And there, Luis Castro having a word with Marcus Antonio. Ball possession 53% with Shakhtar. 2 attempts, 1 on target, but 9 attempts from Gladbach and 5 on target. They tell its own tale. They've been torn apart, haven't they? And they're all defending deep again at the edge of the area. Hoffman looking for the give and go, gets the ball back into the box. He comes in, and this time, well, they're hoping for a corner kick. Turan reckons it came off Kokalava. I don't know. I don't think they got that. He looks frustrated. Anyway, I mean, it's more brilliant stuff there. I think Stefan Lehner might have been offside. He's looking down the line. He's trying to check his stride. I'm not sure that had that ball hit the back of the net. Actually, it was Plié with the strike. Whether it would. Anyway, the ball held up by Marlos. Now Dodo. Again, Tete runs away from him, and I don't see where the confidence is in this team. Konienko looks for Tyson, but he held up this time. And Lehner and Hoffman seem to have it tied up down that right-hand side for Gladbach. So 38 minutes gone, Shakhtar 0. Gladbach 3. They spaced the goals quite nicely, and they punctuated the game. Those 3 efforts, and really, Shakhtar are absolutely nowhere in this game. 3-0 down, but you're thinking, well, where's the response? Never mind response. They need to wake up. They need to remember that they're out the field, they're playing a game, and Luis Castro can't believe what his team are doing tonight. Sometimes, for whatever reason, a team, what sort of build-up did they have to this game? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Do you remember Wimbledon back in the day, the crazy gang? Ghetto blaster blaring. Well, I don't think any of that happened for Shakhtar before kick-off. I think they were sat listening to Birdsong. Sometimes, though, you need a bit of rabble-rousing, don't you, before you take the field. Just having a slurp of drink there. These one-handed commentaries and I'm sure most people listening did as well. Nice to bounce your ideas off somebody, or somebody tell you you're talking rubbish. I know you're probably doing that into your headsets, but nice to hear it. And certainly, ideas about what needs to be done. How could Shakhtar improve? What have Gladbach done right? Where does that stand them in the group? Where does that leave into Real Madrid? Anyway, obviously they play tonight. I guess Shakhtar fans will be looking on and hoping for a 1-1 draw or something there, or 0-0 draw. I don't know. Anyway, Real Madrid have been a little bit up and down, haven't they, recently? And finding it difficult, aren't they? Life after Ronaldo, not quite as easy as you might imagine. Such a reliable player, wasn't he, for them? Goals galore. Great play. But it's goals, isn't it? Goals are so vital to a team. You take somebody out who's probably, grabbed about half their goals in Europe, and then it's a struggle. But it's been a struggle for quite some time now, and we've plenty of time to replace him, if you can. If you can. Was he the best player there's ever been, or in the world? He might not be, and he might be, but he rates a mention even if he isn't. He's got to be in that top 10. But Romelu Lukaku, can't quite mention him in the same breath as Ronnie, but fairly reliable for Inter. And Tyson needs a bit more of the ball. They're playing 4-2-3-1 tonight, Shakhtar. Not that you can really work that out. as we see him cast open again. Tete just not watching there. In the end, it was slack play by Bansabaini, and he gave the ball away. But they just can't live with him. I think Gladbach just too strong, too dynamic. And as much as I love these little Brazilian guys, and the way that they do play, as Tyson's brought down from behind by Kramer, deep inside his own half. Then sometimes, good big and beats a good little one, and I'm afraid a bit of that's happening tonight. Yeah, they do well counter-attacking, don't they, Shakhtar? But it's a fairly even contest. I don't think... it's quite difficult to work out sort of 4-1-3-2, which is not something you see every day, is it? The only player's not really working in that is Lars Strindl, the captain. For me, he's had a very quiet game. Lena's done really well for me, the full-back coming forward, right back. He breaks the line so well, but he doesn't do it all the time. He knows when to stay home and when to gallop into ground. As Marlos now, good ball up to right side, the Dodo in space. He's got Tete on his inside if he can find him. Ball into the box, takes the deflection straight into the hands of Jan Sommer. Good break by Dodo, but needed just a little bit more luck with his final ball. Yep, they'll all be playing it, won't they? 4-1-3-2. Well, we're just about seeing every formation under the sun. You play how best it suits the plays that you've got. Sometimes they try and shoehorn teams into a shape, don't they? We've seen quite a few 4-3-3s that aren't really Barcelona-esque, although that would be the intention. We talked about Leicester counter-attacking against the Leeds team who play 4-1-4-1, don't they? That's fairly unusual. Ball to the box here again from Lena. Good ball in. And Stindl trying to get the volley away. His shot is blocked. Closing down on the end of the half. A couple of minutes left. And, well, the scoreline doesn't tell porky pies. 3-0 absolutely suits the way that the game has gone. It's a good indication of what's happened in this first half. And now Hoffman has a corner for Gladbach. Ball goes deep, contested, might just drop. Oh, and in the end he's forced into the back of the net. That's goal number 4 from Bensebaini. Terrible stuff, really. And Anatoly Trubin is having a pretty harrowing night in goal. You know what? The Algerian doesn't care, does he? Remy Bensebaini. And every time a goal goes in, the camera lingers on Piatov, sat in the stand, the usual keeper. Look at Hoffman's corner. Bensebaini just stuck with it. And in the end, left foot, half volley, albeit scruffily, hits the back of the net, but it doesn't matter, does it? They are absolutely home and hosed now. At the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, it's been a night to forget for Shakhtar Donetsk, who've now gone 4 goals down, and they've been blown away by Marco Rose's Colts tonight. The 4th goal coming from Rami Bensebaini. Good corner from Hoffman. Was contested by Bensebaini, then dropped onto his left foot on the half volley, able to scrape the ball into the back of the net past Anatoly Trubin, who is not having a good night. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So, I fancied Shakhtar. They're 4-0 down. I'm not going to get any prizes, am I? Anyway. Just as well I didn't put any money on it. I hope you've been back in Gladbach out the area. Maybe that took a deflection, but he went wide. If you're back to Borussia Monchengladbach tonight, they might as well be paying you out now at 4-0. But anyway, credit where it's due. if you pick the Bundesliga side, then you're a better man than me. And yeah, they've been quite remarkable really in this first half, and it won't be too often the quality of Shakhtar's colours will be lowered so ruthlessly in the first half. Anyway, referee's seen enough. I'm sure Luis Castro was seen enough as well. They've got 45 minutes to go, but they'll be picking up the pieces after the break as they're 4-0 down. The Olympic Stadium in Kiev, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Borussia Monchengladbach 4. The home team have been cast asunder. On 8 minutes, the first goal came in. A good cross from Stefan Leiner. Found the boot of Alassane Plie for his first. His second was a lot better though, right foot curling peach of a goal. Valery Bondar an own goal for the second goal. A shot off Christoph Kramer deflected, and then Remy Bensebaini a left foot half volley to make it 4. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valery Bondar own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plie. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling
shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good match by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds. 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish. Berlin was a Valerie Bonda own goal. And the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was scored a second goal with the right foot, curling shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner. With the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner. Shot on 26 minutes. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini. Time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes, a good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner, was marked by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling, shot on 26 minutes. Wedged in between that was a Valerie Bonda own goal, and the fourth goal was Remy Bensebaini, the Algerian, with a half volley from a corner kick. Half time at the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, and Borussia Monchengladbach have torn Shakhtar Donetsk to shreds in that first half. 4-0 it is. The first goal came on 8 minutes. A good cross from Stefan Leiner was matched by a great finish, Alassane Plié. The Frenchman scored a second goal with the right foot curling shot on 26th minute.
Right, just kicked off for the second half. Clearly, Luis Castro was as taken with his team as I was in the first half. He made 3 changes at the break, but, well, I think the ship sailed, don't you? Maybe he felt he had to do that anyway, but he might have tried sorting it out before they went 4 goals down. Anyhow, off go Marcos Antonio, their skipper Marlos, and also their lone striker Tyson, who's not really a lone striker, is he? Anyway, Junior Moraes has come on for him. Victor Kovalenko for Marlos, and Alan Patrick for Marcos Antonio. So one Brazilian for another there. Junior Moraes, he's got a very good scoring record, so you'd hope that he could get involved. Yeah, pretty good player, Junior Moraes, who like Marlos is now Ukrainian. He's actually from Santos, but anyway, 51 games, 38 goals is good. There is just a Gladbach player down for the time being, which is why we're taking you through the 33-year-old Junior Moraes' stats. 51 games, 38 goals. Did play for Kiev before. Played for Metallurg Donetsk as well. And has had 5 games for the Ukrainian national side too. At 33 years of age now, he's the veteran stage of his career, you would have said. Anyway, who else came? And played for Brazilian under-19s and under-20s. And started his career at Santos. And again, he's a very decent player on his day. Victor Kovalenko was the other midfielder brought in, 24 years of age, and a full Ukrainian international. So they're not bad players that they're bringing on, but you kind of get the feeling that it's sort of a hit and hope, isn't it, really? Konoplyanka is in this squad as well. Yevhen Konoplyanka was a good player, and did well with Sevilla and then Schalke. So I think he might well have won at least Europa League at one point. And again, 85 caps for the Ukraine, Konoplyanka. Ball with the Gladbach. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen this second half, but if you were the Bundesliga team, would you be lifting a leg? I think you'd just be dabbing it around as they are right now. Ben Sebaini, terrible ball from him, and then a shocking ball to Junior Moraes. Just allows Elvedi to go back to his keeper. Jan Sommer clears his lines and looks long for Plié, who I'm probably pronouncing wrong. But anyway, 2 goals for him. The other goals, one an own goal for Valeri Bondar, and then Rami Ben Sebaini, the Algerian, rising high for a header and dropped at his feet, and then on the half volley able just to hook that ball in. And I suppose the surprise might be that not played particularly well. Anyway, they seemingly have got Pyatov amongst the substitutes. A bit late in the day to be calling on him now. Anyway, Donetsk still not making any ground at all. Everything is a struggle. A foul there on the left back though. Kornienko gives them half a chance. Subs still warming up for Shakhtar. A penny for Luis Castro's thoughts. The coach looking on there, not the way that he would have been hoping. I'm sure that in training everything would have been buzzing. They had a good victory. Everybody was rested. Good victory at the weekend. They rested 10 players, and then the 10 players were still resting when they came out today. Here's Lena again making ground. Ball laid back, and might just break for Plie. Patrick tonight. I think his standard of play has been pretty good. Elsewhere, it's Lokomotiv Moscow 1, Atletico 1, Jimenez, and then Miranchuk for Lokomotiv, getting one back. Long ball crossed in, but this time no chance for Thuram to get there, but he happy to lay that ball back. And then Ben Sabeni, and then Elvedi, who just picks it up then, happy to lay it back to Jan Sommer. Swiss international just chips it out. It's not a good ball, that one, this time. And so, well, I don't know. I feel like we could be doing something else right now, more profitable, and looking at this game, which is long gone. If you're a Gladbach fan, it's like, well, we've won it already. Blow the whistle. Let's get off. If you're a Donetsk fan, thinking, oh, you know, maybe we could get one goal, I don't know. But they just don't look like it tonight. Maybe I've talked them into a goal right there. But anyway, this time a long through ball is straight to Jan Sommer, who clears his lines. Kokolava wins the header. Kornienko then has it for substitute Alan Patrick. Junior Moraes comes deep to pick it up, then lays it off to the right hand side. Kokolava then to Dodo, who steps on his inside. Dodo doesn't seem to have any relationship with Tete, who played ahead of him, and he's still playing ahead of him. That's something I might have changed at the break. And the ball breaks left hand side. Kornienko ball into the box, but that's comfortably headed away by Ginter. Ball back with Shakhtar, keeping on working. And, you know, they're still in a good position in the table, whatever happens tonight. But it'd be not quite as good as it was, and Shakhtar would find themselves in second place. As we said, if Inter and Real Madrid have a 0-0 draw tonight, then, you know, they'll still be below Shakhtar in the table. You'll have the odd off day if you can beat Real Madrid on their home soil. But yeah, the group looking a tough one, as we see a foul on Elvedi. Referee tell everybody to calm down, the Dutch referee. Anyway, ball back with Shakhtar, who just cannot get going. Summer's not had an awful lot to do. Kokolava steps up there, the Georgian wins the ball. I don't think he's done too much wrong tonight, really, David Kokolava. But his teammates have been overrun. I think Kornienko's under pressure down that left-hand side, and I don't know if it's him or the fact that he's had nobody really ahead of him. I don't think Mana Solomon has shown up at all. You know, he and Tete have sort of kept their places from half-time, and they made 3 changes, but yet they have both played miserably. Tete keeps running away from Dodo, and Solomon has done nothing, and he certainly hasn't protected his fullback. And he, you know, and if Mana Solomon keeps watching Stefan Lehner run past him, whose man does he think he is? You know, I'll not mark him. Well, he probably should be. It's all right thinking, well, you know, he's left some ground and I'm going to take up the space that the fullback has left. That's assuming you're going to get the ball back and Lehner's not going to go and deliver an inch-perfect ball into the box, which he did for that first goal for Alassane Plie. Anyway, ball all the way back now to Trubin, who launches. The ball picked up by Elvedi, and then Ginter, Elvedi, Ben Sabeni, and he drills it forward. Picked up Thuram, Little heel from him, and then he trying to keep on going. It got a little bit tight. Yeah, Thuram, he's a bit like looking at Frank Bruno playing football. Big, statuesque. Not exactly stylish though. And the ball back with Shakhtar. Hardly a stoppage in this half. There's no jeopardy in this game now. Game's gone. It'd be something, wouldn't it, if Shakhtar could come back from 4-0 down, but I don't think that happens too often. And they just don't look like they could do it tonight. Anyway, Alan Patrick picks the ball up. Eventually, Tete comes a little bit deeper. Now, a ball from Macon. But it hooks into the path of Jan Sommer, comes to the edge of his area, and he picks it up. I did feel this was going to be after Lord Mayor's show, and it's exactly that. 4 goals to first half, but real lack of dynamism second. Gladbach just need to keep on going, don't they? But anyway, here is Junior Moraes trying to get something going, flicks the ball into the box, but eventually it's blocked by Elvedi. Now maybe a counter-attack is on. Hoffman goes back though to Leiner, back to his keeper, and Sommer takes it away from the Russian striker. That was Manus Solomon, who, like I said, yet really to lift a leg. And again, ball one high up the field, and another mistake at the back, this time from Kokalava. They're all at it now. And anyway, now Gladbach is happy to go backwards as forwards. The life sucked out of this game, drained out of it by the 4 Gladbach goals in the first half. Ball chipped over the top, then laid back to I think that's Neuhaus. We haven't seen much of him, but there was an offside flag there, and all that comes to nothing. In Kiev, they might as well have not bothered coming out with the second half at 4-0 down. Shakhtar have made changes, but it hasn't changed the way they're playing, which is poorly. Alan Patrick, Victor Kovalenko and Junior Moraes have come on for Marcus Antonio, Marlos and Tyson. But that change hasn't necessarily worked out at all. And Gladbach are aware that they can play the ball backwards as well as forwards, and that makes them less dynamic, less likely to grab a fifth. So, not great stuff out there. 4-0 still for Gladbach. Too easy, really. And the game has died a death, really. But well, here again, ball driven across, and I tell you what, Dodo's done pretty well there to put it out. That was nearly number 5. Kind of talked him into that, didn't I, Gladbach, saying they're not lifting a leg. Again, it's Leiner, mates, great ground. Brilliant effort from Dodo. Facing, looking at his own goal, does really well to slice that over the top. Bondal's got this sort of face on him, looking on. And, it's all happening to me and nobody's helping, and he needs to take a bit of responsibility, that kid. Oh, there's a good header there. That's a good save. Marcus Thuram. Header saved well by Anatoly Trubin. And then the ball came back out to Elvedi, who on the volley smashed it over. Good save, that. It's a decent header from Thuram. He headed it down, technically pretty good. And a decent save by Trubin. And that's about as far as we've got to grabbing another goal. Anyway, ball with Patrick now. And like I said, the game not as much fun as it was the first half, when Gladbach had the bit between their teeth. But there are 15 attempts now of Gladbach. It's about 50-50 possession. Shakhtar have had a little bit more, not much. But the game's got that feeling that like it's over. Nothing to see here. Anyway, maybe there'll be another goal. Both teams are bound to get a little bit tired. Maybe Gladbach take their half the prize. For Shakhtar, looking for any kind of consolation out there as we close in on half an hour played. Well, Marco Rose looks on. He's looked comfortable right from the get-go. And I mean, it might be the different styles, but Luis Castro's kicked every ball, and he's so frustrated out there. And he's been in the technical area right from the get-go, but his team have just not been awake today. You know, a real bad start when you could see the first 10 minutes. The second goal, the own goal, was a joke, really. Bondar ended the ball away from himself to give it to Plie. He cuts back, and eventually, when the shot comes in, it wasn't a great shot either. It was going wide from Kramer, and hit Bondar, deflected past his keeper. Third goal's a peach, though. Plie's right foot drive, very pleasing to the eye. And then Ben Sabeni from a corner kick. Just Johnny on the spot, really. Right man at the right time. As Solomon dives, trying to win a free kick there. Referee having a word with him. He just has not had a good game. Trying to get something going there. Runs past Lena. Absolutely nothing there. Ginter came out, actually, it was. And Solomon cuts and then dives to the ground. Absolutely no contact. That's disgusting. And he should have been booked. The referee had a word with him, so it's not like he didn't see it. I don't care what state the game's in, but he's got to do better. There's a real weakness down that left-hand side. Kornienko, not been impressed with him. But like I said, Manor Solomon has hung him out to dry today. You know, to be believed, they were 4-2, 3-1 today. But as part of that attacking three, I mean, maybe it wasn't his job. Maybe Marcus Antonio was supposed to protect Kornienko, but it didn't happen. It just did not. And Hoffman, who, I mean, Lena looks a good player, but Hoffman kept running offside, and, you know, he may be bang average, but they've got going today, and they certainly had too much for Kornienko on his flank. Ball one again, high up into the area. Shot comes in, and I think there was a foul at the edge of the area. Referee just wanted play to go on. He's showing somebody a yellow card. And it looks like Solomon. So his cracking game continues. At least he was back there trying to help his defence out, Manor Solomon. But he picked up a yellow card. Well, it was he who was dispossessed, and then he who did he boot? Hoffman, I think. Yeah, and this is how bad this is. Hoffman was not even the man on the ball at that point. It was at last Strindl who had the ball. Strindl goes to the box, gets his shot away, and then the referee calls it back for a free kick. So double bubble there, really, isn't it? Anyway, chance for number 5 here on the right hand side at the edge of the area. He'd suit a left footer, really, but looks like Plie has put the ball down. He's all right foot, looking for his hat trick. 4-0. Why not? Chubin sets a 4-man wall. Referee has a word. The Frenchman looks on. Alassane Plie. And well, he gets right underneath that. Anticlimax that. Still coming down that ball, but it was the wrong side for a right footer, really. So maybe Lena should have taken it. That's why it's still 1-0 between Lokomotiv and Atletico. And there's plenty of games tonight. In the Championship, games have just more or less kicked off as well. And just as we say that, a fifth has gone in for Borussia Monchengladbach. Well, it just took me out of the prize there for a second, looking at what else has gone on. The look on Luis Castro's face, it's a picture. Well, It looks like number 13 has scored. What a curious goal that was. Anyway, hard to describe that really. Lars Strindl then with the goal. And I think what it was is that Trubin was able to kick the ball out, and he flicked it straight up in the air, then bang, 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 one white shirt passes to another, and then it's Strindl who just right foot puts it in the back of the net. Unbelievable goal that. Harebrained. What I like about that is that, again, Gladbach are keeping their shape, keeping bodies up the field. You might have thought at 4-0 they think, oh, let's all go back and defend. Nothing of it. They keep a shape, continue to press, and then they're not pressing like maniacs. They're really not. But just hunting up these Shakhtar mistakes, of which there are many and various. But, well, why Piatov is out in the stand watching this one out, the subs, I do not know. But that was a real bizarre goal. At the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, well, absolute disastrous performance from Donetsk tonight has been sealed by another cataclysmic error from their goalkeeper Anatoly Trubin, who from a goal kick just flicks the ball right up in the air, straight to the Gladbach players, who are keeping themselves high up the pitch. Then about 2 passes later, Lars Stindl, right foot, is curling it into the back of the net. 5-0. Here's Plie now on the ball, and he finds the ball into the box for Stindl, and then the cross comes in. Oh, and a lazy looking shot from Neuhaus. Florian Neuhaus was unmarked in the box there, and he could have brought that ball down. Nobody's marking him. Bondar, he must be surprised when he sees the ball at the feet of Neuhaus. What's going on with those lads? Honestly, Bondar, the look on his face, he's like he's been slapped. But that's ball watching of the worst order from start to finish. And here's Stepanenko, probably should have started this game. You know. Anyway, I'm nonplussed, I think is the word. This is such a no-show from Shakhtar, and I bet everybody's scoreline predictions have been hit out of the water. I mean, honestly, 5-0. You're joking, aren't you? I mean, I thought Shakhtar would win, and even if they were going to lose, you wouldn't have thought 5-0. Anyway, those who'd gone for a lot of goals tonight, well done. Those who'd gone for a Gladbach victory, well done, because they probably should have paid you out at 3, shouldn't they? But just, it's an unbelievable game of football. Lockdown football has been weird, hasn't it, really? A sea of goals. You never quite know, do you? Quite how it's going to work out. But it ain't working out for Shakhtar tonight. Not one jot. Not one bit. Stepanenko comes in, and Maicon goes off, and I think he's a good holding midfield, this Stepanenko. I don't know, they've got a good squad, haven't they? But they made a right mess of things tonight. Stindl goes off, scored his goal now. And just one of 3 changes from a team who beat Leipzig. Not a bad performance. So this game was all over by the shouting a long while ago. That 5th goal just added a little bit of sheen, didn't it? And yeah, Stindl's got his goal, and he then can go off. He'll be pleased, won't he? So, and I've got to tell you, and it's still all Gladbach. Donetsk might as well be out there just sulking, and they don't want any more of this game at all. They just, I don't know, it's just a complete no-show from them. Dodo on the ball, and he goes back to his keeper. Keeper forced to come out. Trubin has not put himself forward today. I don't know why Piatov is not playing, but they've made a mistake, and that might be Luis Castro's mistake. But for whatever reason, maybe some key cogs were left out. Here come Gladbach again. Ball into the box, and in the end a shot into the side netting from Kramer. It's a good ball in play, trying to run in the middle, then made a run to the near post, but the ball was wafted over him. But it looks like the ball's gone out for a corner. That didn't look obvious. Again, I don't know if Hoffman was actually onside there, but what I do know is that Stepanenko probably did just enough to put his man off there. Maybe that was a save. Stepanenko doing his job. He's not a ball watcher. Bondar's had a nightmare tonight. So too the keeper. They've got a corner kick to deal with now, and that's into the keeper's hands. Trubin boots the ball out. He was being harassed while he did that by Plié, and the referee might be taking it back for a free kick at that point. It was Thuram just hanging a leg up at him as he's trying to boot the ball out. It's a bit of a no-no. As Solomon, he forced to go back to Kokalava. Stepanenko, and Plié again closes down. It's just a bit of honest running. They're not closing down hard. They're just doing enough, really. Into the middle of the park then. Alan Patrick runs away from the challenge of Hannes Wolf. Now with Kornienko. Give it a give and go. Into the box. Well, he turns that ball away from himself, Kornienko. There's nothing working out for them. Luis Castro looks to the ground, and he doesn't look up. He's still looking down. Why did this happen? What did it hide to me? Why did they not show up that first half? How come they were so lethargic? There's a million questions that you want to ask him. Sometimes as a collective, as a group, it just doesn't work, does it? And it's so hard to put your finger on. I mean, we were talking about Crazy Gang, Wimbledon, back in the day. I think first thing first, they may have looked at the opposition at times and thought, well, we shouldn't really be ghetto blaster out. Going away, make a load of noise. We're here to play. We're here to play hard, and we're here to do our thing. I always thought that mental approach from them stood them in good stead, and they did compete, didn't they? But it's like Shakhtar have sort of walking sleep today, really. Anyway, cross comes in, and an easy take for Jan Sommer. One of his defenders has gone down, small of his back, and I think being winded, and I'm not sure who that is. Might be Elvedi. Let's take another look at it. Well, actually, it's Stefan Lehner who's gone down, the Austrian. Didn't really see, he might have got jumped into there. So the player's taking a little bit of water on board, and why not? Marcus Rose comes into his technical area. We haven't seen too much of him. He's not really had anything to say, has he? But he's going to make a change now. So Lazaro about to come on, and Hoffman will go off. I haven't been that impressed by Jonas Hoffman, really. But he had a lot of space to play in. Kept running offside on that right-hand side, but his team dominated on that right-hand side. So maybe he's done stuff off the ball to make ground for Stefan Lehner. Maybe he's played a more clever game than you could see. Maybe if you're at the ground watching, which there is next to nobody in the giant Olympic Stadium in Kiev. I mean, it just one of those huge arenas, and at different times there's been different capacity. In 1977 they got 102,000 in the Dynamo Kiev against Bayern Munich. So nowadays I think it's something like 70,000. It still would be a lot, wouldn't it? There's 70,000 seats that we're looking at. Used to say you didn't want to go to Kiev in winter, minus whatever it was. A nice little half turn by Moraes, but Neuhaus comes across, and eventually Elvedi, who's had a good strong game, the Swiss, and Nico Elvedi comes and deals with it. 15 minutes left of regulation play, and well, just absolute walk in the park for Gladbach. And all we'll be doing at the end of the game, the match report is Lars Stindl joined Remy Bensebaini, Alassane Plie, and of course an own goal by Valeri Bondar. Well deserved that, though. It's he who gave the ball away the first play, so ended the ball away from himself, and then when the shot comes in, deflects it into his own goal. Absolute Keystone Cops, that. Incredible. And he's a bit of ball watching. He doesn't look the finished article. If you were scouting it, Premier League clubs would not be looking at Valery Bondar. But here is Tete. And in fact, out of the Shakhtar team, you wouldn't have anybody. You'd look at these lot and say, well, no, not impressed by them. They've had no cutting edge tonight. They haven't won enough ball in midfield, and they certainly can't defend. And they're plus points for them tonight. They've all dwelt on the ball as well. At best, Shakhtar, bang, 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 pass the ball quickly. And it hasn't been a super press. It's just been, right, we intend to close down at every opportunity. There we go again. Lazaro does just that. Wolf lays that ball back. And now they're running forward with Kramer. Ball defence split in. Plie puts it in the back of the net. I don't know if he's offside there. He might be. I think the referee may be ruling that one out. But it was a good move. Plie initially runs offside by a mile. And then he could be onside, when that ball is played. I think they take a look at it. And right foot, good finish. Did well to keep on side if he did. He ran off at one point. VAR is looking at this. A VAR goal check. They'll draw that line. Be nice to see him get his hat-trick. Take the match ball home. He certainly deserved it. And like I said, that's a real cool finish. Good ball by Kramer. 6-0. Wouldn't flatter them. It's a goal. No offside. So there we go. He can celebrate. He can take that match ball home. Well done, Alassane Plie. He will have deserved his plaudits that he gets tonight. Absolutely ruthless. 6-0. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, we take another look at the through ball. And actually, it was his strike partner, Thuram, with the through ball, which is a pretty good ball. And you draw that line, and he's well onside. And in the end, lovely wee finish. Right foot into the side netting. At the Olympic Stadium in Kiev, a hat-trick for Alassane Plie has been just exactly what he deserved after a stellar performance. He's had 5 efforts, 3 have been on target. Those 3 on target have been goals. Good through ball by Thuram. He was just about onside. We had a VAR review. Thuram's ball to him was good. His right foot finish was good. And that makes it 6-0 to Gladbach. Just a 6, nothing fancy. And yeah, they've absolutely torn Shakhtar apart, and they've just kept on going. I thought for a time in the second half it looked like they were happy enough to go backwards, and then it's like a collective thought, we might as well go and score another goal. We might as well get after them a bit more. You know, when they started being a bit more defensive minded, I don't think they were happy. Maybe Marco Rose got the message out. You know, anyway, however, which way that it's worked out, they've put a marker down. There's a foul on Dodo, so play will stop momentarily. So yeah, they've been just way too hot tonight, and for Plié, his hat-trick was well deserved. He's done what a good striker should do. He's put himself in good positions all the time tonight. The other thing is, I usually do updates. I think we've had one update that wasn't anything to do with the goal. So, as we're going to see a substitution now, and Lehner goes off, and he's been great. And Michael Lang will come on. Well, what I would say tonight is Plié has been fantastic. I think Lehner's been good, and they're just giving Plié that round of applause as he goes off. Job done. And he's been replaced by Ibrahim Traoré. Elvedi and Ginter have been solid at the back. Then the rest steady away, really. Elvedi now replaced by Tony Jancha. So, job done. And I think now it's just a case of, right, okay, let's get our big guns in. Job done. No need now to risk anybody. And it's exactly what they've done. But yeah, the Swiss international Elvedi looked steady tonight, but honestly, there's been nothing running at him. The game was won really, probably in midfield, by hard work. Also, Thuram and Plié closing down well enough. You know, we talk about their system today, which is 4-3-1-2. But it's been a bit like the hard work of 6 midfielders closing down when they've needed to. Nobody's got a free ride playing out from the back from Shakhtar, and they're 6-0 down, and that's the evidence that the harder you work, the luckier you get. Anyhow, ball now with the left back. Kornienko still out there, plugging away. Stepanenko to Dodo, and Dodo, he's not a bad player actually, but Tete keeps running away from him. So when he picks up the ball, he's looking for his nearest man, and he's usually got his back to him. I honestly, I don't understand it. Anyway, Stepanenko goes back to his keeper, and now with Kokolava, Kornienko, and he gives the ball away again. He's had a shocking game. I would be giving him 2 out of 10 as the ball flicked forward. Maybe a chance for 7, and eventually that will be cleared. I'm not sure that was going in. Keeper came out, rush of blood. I think that might have been the Neuhaus again, who hadn't had to do an awful lot tonight. Again, too many easy rides, really. And absolutely guilty of giving the ball away time and time again. But, well, we thought that the own goal for Bondar was bad, and it was. And then that goal that Stindl scored with Trubin just giving the ball away. I mean, it's as bad as it gets, really. I feel really sorry for Luis Castro, because he won't have a good night's sleep tonight. I mean, his brain won't allow him. He'll just be going through around it again and again about what happened to them today. You know, there's one thing being beaten, there's another not having laid a glove on the opposition. This is a 6-0 absolute. They always say that, and sometimes it bugs me when they say, oh, they were thumped 3-0 or hammered 3-0. And you think, well, no, I saw the game and it wasn't like that. You know, scoreline suggests handsome victory, but the game was nothing like it. This 6-0, you know, is exactly what Gladbach have deserved and exactly what Shakhtar have deserved. Long ball deep through the box there, but I think it had gone out. Anyway, Moraes tries to keep it in, and no sign from the assistant referee the ball had gone out, so we keep on playing. It's with Alan Patrick, holds it off, Kornienko, and then another no-shower, Solomon. I mean, and that's the other thing. I mean, for Luis Castro, you think, right, well, I kept all my players, I've got all my key cogs, didn't play them at the weekend, they're fit, raring to go, and then they just don't turn up. You know, they had the weekend off, and it's like they've taken this midweek off as well. There's a free kick for Shakhtar. Shakhtar 0, Borussia Monchengladbach 6, and it's a real humbling for Shakhtar, and they won't have been beaten this badly in Europe for quite some time. I can't remember it. I don't know if this would be their worst defeat in Champions League. It's certainly not. It's not a good one, is it? But anyway, they had Paulo Fonseca before, didn't they, as coach? He won plenty. 3 Ukrainian Premier Leagues, 3 Ukrainian Cups, and 1 Ukrainian Super Cup. Before that, Lucescu won a UEFA Cup, didn't he? You know, they've been a very good team for a long while and had some good managers. Initially, they were in the Soviet Union, weren't they? And then in the Ukrainian League from 1992. And they've got to the quarter-final of the Champions League, albeit that they were beaten well by Barcelona. Eliminated by Barcelona in 2010-11. When in the UEFA Cup they beat Werder Bremen in Istanbul. They were beaten 5-0 in that semi. I keep on banging on about against Inter in the 1920 season. That's not so long back, and this is another showing like that. I'm expecting a lot and absolutely getting nothing. That was the semi-final of Europa League, and they were beaten by Sevilla. Also in Europa League, Sevilla absolute standing dish, and of course they won it again, didn't they? Beaten by Porto in the Cup Winners' Cup in 83-84, 2009, defeated by Barcelona, 1-0 in Monaco in that Super Cup. And they've been a very good team for a good long while. Some of these Brazilian guys now getting a bit long in the tooth, though. When it all works for them, they look great. Tonight, they just have not got it going. And honestly, it's as poor as I've seen from them. And a card shown there, maybe to Michael Lang, the Swiss defender. Yeah, he rugby tackled his man to the ground there, and he deserved that yellow card. Anyway, free kick for Shakhtar. Can they deliver a good ball in? Well, however bad this performance has been, there's still a chance for them to make progress in the group. The bad news is, of course, that they'll have to play Gladbach again pretty soon, but and that will be away from home. Not that it make any difference on a showing like this. That'll be in about 3 weeks' time. The corresponding fixture, they've got Bayer Leverkusen away at the weekend, and then a bit of a break. Anyway, there's plenty to work on, isn't there? And for Marco Rose, well, they beat Leipzig at the weekend, which is a good result, as Leipzig are above them in the Bundesliga table. It's Munich and Dortmund at the top, Leipzig, Leverkusen, and then Gladbach just ahead of Augsburg, as Dodo makes ground over the halfway line, held up and just handed off actually there by Rami Ben-Sabeni. Into 3 minutes of added time now, but honestly there could have been a mercy ruling in this game after 45 minutes to put Shakhtar out their misery, and they just have never looked like get going, never laid a glove on. This is the most one-sided victory I've seen for quite some time. Elsewhere, Lokomotiv won, Atletico won. I wonder what Simeone would do with the Shakhtar team. Very rarely does his team get humbled. In the Championship, not many goals. Brentford won, Swansea 0. It'd be great if the Bees could go up, wouldn't it? After all that hard work last season, looked like they were in that vein of form that was going to sweep them up, and then it all went Pete Tong at the back end of the season, as Junior Moraes has gone down. So Shakhtar 0, Monchengladbach 6, and difficult to know where to look. Well, just as well there weren't any fans in the stadium. For the Miners, they would have been so disappointed. And they're such a good team, and it's so hard to put your finger on, oh yeah, well we could beat Real Madrid, but just at home against the Bundesliga side, no, we're hopeless. And yeah, it's a proper noodle scratcher. Anyway, Stepanenko, decent ball forward to Solomons. Keeps running backwards, that lad. Looks like Huddersfield may just have scored against Bristol City. As Dodo is on the ball. Back to Patrick, then Bondar. And now Stepanenko. Forced to turn. And then looking down the left-hand side, headed away by Lang. Flicked on, but the referee has seen enough. And well, there we go. Absolutely demoralising defeat for Shakhtar, who are second in the group and might remain so if the other two teams, Inter and Real Madrid, draw tonight. But tonight, Marco Rose's Colts have absolutely trampled all over Shakhtar. 6-0 on the 8th minute. Player got his first side foot from a lane across. Then we saw Valery Bondar deflecting the ball to the back of his net, giving an own goal. Players next goal, the third, was a beauty, right foot curler into the back of the net. And Rami Ben-Sabeni with a left foot half volley made it 4-0 at the break. That was job done. We saw the ball given away by Anatoly Trubin, and Lars Stindl picking up the pieces and thumping it past him for 5. And then Play with a hat-trick, a right foot finish, a good through ball from Thuram. VAR took a look at it, but he's kept himself on the side. His shot was true. That made it 6-0. Thanks for joining us.